Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Karmelo Anthony has filed his appeal. We're going to break it down and get into the psychological effects of how he's feeling, what he's doing, and how he go to sleep at night. I was sentenced to 26 years in federal prison. Well, sentenced to life plus 20. Served 26 years in federal prison. So I had to deal with my demons, my darkness for 26 years from day one. Just like I did with the Karmelo Anthony case, I'm going to break down what he's like to sleep now, knowing you have an appeal pending. How do you feel you would sleep at night if you knew you had an appeal pending and you had 35 years to serve? Let's get this party started. All right. All right, you already know we got the jewels and everything pending, so we're gonna talk about what Karmelo Anthony is going through right now. You know, it's like trying to sleep at night when you think about everything you ever done wrong in your life. But right now, we're gonna talk about when the nightmare starts, which is when the tear gets quiet and the lights go out. Listen, the courtroom was cold. The internet was loud. The family was crying. The lawyers were talking. The supporters were posting. But prison gets quiet at night. And that quietness is darkness. Because when the tear gets quiet, that's when the mind starts screaming. That's when Karmelo has to lay there. No camera, no crowd, no lawyers standing beside him, no mother holding his hand. Just him, the ceiling, the cell, the number, 35 years. And that one moment replaying like a horror movie. Those 4 seconds, all it took was 4 seconds for the crime to happen, and it cost him 35 years. Let's get to the jewel. You know what it is. All right, relax. Now, the loudest place in the prison is not the tear. It's in your own mind at night. The Unique Mecca audio twist, right? I'm gonna give you my twist on this to see if you there or not. Put in the comments if you was there. The appeal can become a nightmare. Everybody thinks the appeal is only hope. But let me show you the part people miss. Hope can keep you alive, but hope can also torture you. Because every night he may be thinking, what if they don't release it? What if the lawyers can't find enough? What if the court says no? What if this is really gonna be my life for 35 years? What if I never walk out as a young man again? What if I come home old? What if the world forgets me? What if my mother gets tired? What if my name only means one thing forever? That's the unique twist. The same appeal that gives him hope can also keep his fear breathing. Because every day he waits, the cell reminds him, you're still here. And the jewel in that, right? Hope in prison is powerful, but when it stretches too long, it can start feeling like punishment. The dark psychological cell. Let's talk about the dark psychological cell within his mind. His body is still, but his mind is running, it's racing, it's sprinting. Imagine him laying there, eyes open. Lights out. Heart beating hard. Boom, boom, boom. His body is still, but his mind is running back to the field, running back to the tent, running back to the moment, running back to the push, running back to the panic. running back to the knife, running back to the blood, running back to the body cam, running back to the courtroom, running back to the jury, running back to the judge, running back to the sentence, 35 years, and now he can't run no more because prison is the one place where your feet can stop, but your mind keeps moving. Now, the jewel in that, right? You can lock the body in a cell, but regret will keep the mind running at all times. All these thoughts is gonna be running through his head when the lights go out and the tear gets quiet. I know because I've been there. I served 26 and a half years living this nightmare this young man is getting ready to go through. The jewel in that is you can lock the body in a cell, but regret will keep the mind running all night. Never forget that. Now, we're gonna talk about the nightmare, right? The nightmare, the sleep becomes an enemy. You know, everybody loved to sleep. Last night I was out. I couldn't wait to go home so I could just get in my bed under the comforters with my silk sheets and relax and watch some YouTube. But when the lights go out, when the YouTube is not on, sleep becomes my enemy still today. So I know what Karmelo is going through right now. People think prison is just bars. No, prison is also trying to sleep when your thoughts won't let you rest. Prison is closing your eyes and seeing the worst day of your life run back and forth over and over and over again. Prison is hearing keys and thinking the police is running down the tier because someone is getting stabbed because that became your norm. Then hearing your whole heartbeat in your chest. You know what it's like to hear your own heartbeat in your chest? Boom, 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 boom. Prison is hearing somebody yell down the range and your body jumps because you don't know what is coming. You don't know who is watching. You don't know who is testing you. You don't know who knows your case, who knows that you're Karmelo Anthony. You got a GoFundMe that's making mad money. Now, because you don't know who's watching. You don't know who's testing you. You don't know who knows your case, like I said. You don't know if tomorrow is worse than today, and when you finally fall asleep, the nightmare can drag you right back to the scene of the crime and to your worst memories in your life that you tried to bury and you was able to do it when you was free. But now that you locked up in a cage, it keep playing over and over like a bad movie. Now, back to the field, back to the moment, right? Back to that one decision. Then you wake up sweating and the cell is still there. That's when you realize it wasn't just a dream. This is your life now. And before we go any further, I know y'all love the message. Like I said, thank y'all and round of applause to y'all. Round of applause to my plaque. All right? All right, relax, y'all, relax. Round of applause to my plaque, right? But they don't honor that. Only thing they honor is y'all hitting the like button, a couple of emojis, put a comment, and hit the hype button. That's what pushed this video out so that every youth can see this and understand the nightmares and the trauma that this young man is going through for 4 seconds in his life under a high school tent on a rainy day. 35 years in these nightmares. And let me give you the jewel to that, right? In prison, sleep is not always rest. Sometimes sleep is just another courtroom because everything plays back and forth like you back on trial again. And knowing you have an appeal, you got hope. I might win. What if they grant this? What if they grant that? I got the best civil rights attorneys. You think everything possible, and that's what moves you. But that hope comes in, what if they don't grant it? What if it's not good enough? That door, right? The sound of prison, every noise becomes pressure. I'm going to explain to you how every noise becomes pressure in prison. That door makes a sound. That lock makes a sound. Them keys make a sound. The officer's boots hitting on the concrete make a sound. The count makes a sound. The tear makes a sound. Men arguing, men pacing, men talking to themselves, men screaming in their sleep, men pretending they're not broken. All of that because part of your head, that becomes part of your head. And if you're new to that world, your nerves don't know what to do. You don't even fully relax. You can't fully sleep. You can't fully breathe. You're listening for danger. You're listening for more names, hoping one is yours, telling you to clean up, that you're going home. Listening for the movement, any movement. It's so quiet you can hear a rat bastard pissing on cotton. It's so quiet. And you looking around like the bastard's in your cell. But he's really in your mind. But it don't matter how much appeal attorneys you have, if you don't leave it in God's hands, nothing can happen. Listening for the next thing that could go wrong. That's what you're doing at night while you're laying in that cell. That's anxiety, so you understand. Not the word people throw around online. Real anxiety, where your body thinks danger is coming every second. You know, that's like where every sound you jump because you think someone is coming to get you. And the doors are locked. But you can feel him breathing on your neck. Like if he's in the cell with you. Your mind played tricks on you. Let me give you the jewel in that. Prison does not only punish you with time, it punishes you with sound, silence, and uncertainty of what's gonna happen next. The code, right? We're gonna talk about the code. The moment was fast, but the mind pays slow. This is why I talk about code. Because code is not just street talk. Code is survival. Code is self-control. Code is thinking before the trap closes. A moment can be fast. A reaction can be fast. Decision can be fast. But the mind pays slow. The mother pays slow. The family pays slow. The victim family pays forever. That is why you can't let anger drive you. Anger does not care about your future. Pride does not care about your mother. Panic does not care about your freedom. Ego definitely don't care about the sentence. The code says, think past the moment, because the moment will leave, but the consequence will still move in with you and latch onto you like a dope fiend says, like a monkey on your back. That's why we gotta give you the jewel. If you let emotion drive, don't be shocked when regret takes the wheel. Because regret can take over when it's ready, right? The family ghost, let's talk about the family ghost, right? Who visits him in his mind? Let's just give you an example of, who visits young Karmelo at night when it gets quiet on the tier. At night, it may not just be the case. That might not be all that visit him. He might not just think back to the courtroom. It may be his mother's face. It may be his family's voice. It may be Austin's family's pain. It may be the courtroom silence. It may be the moment the sentence came down. It may be the look in people's faces as they sat there. That's what people don't understand. You don't just do time with your body. You do time with your memories. You do time with your faces. You do time with voices. You do time with what you wish you could change. You do time with question after question after question. Why did I not walk away? Why did I not think? Why did I not see this coming? And that question can become a ghost, worse than Casper, your friendly ghost, sitting right next to you in the cell. Now you have a cellie. Could you imagine being the only one in the cell and you have a cellmate? That cellmate is everything you conjure up in your mind. Those are the ghosts coming to haunt you. That's why we must give you the jewel. The hardest visits in prison are sometimes the ones that happen inside your head. The courtroom aftermath. The judge left, but the sentence stayed. The judge went home, the lawyers went home, the jury went home, the reporters went home, the people online went on to the next story. But Karmelo did not go home. That is the part that should scare every young person. Everybody else gets to leave the moment. The defendant has to live inside it. The courtroom was just announcement. Prison is the delivery. The judge said the years, but the cell explains them. The court said 35, but the mattress makes him feel it. That thin mattress in that cold cell with that slab of steel. But let's take a ride. We're gonna take a ride. Like when I was in ADX, everything in the cell was made out of concrete. Everything in the cell was made out of concrete. They had a concrete slab that they threw a little thin mattress on top of me and told me that was mine. They had a concrete desk, a concrete stool, a concrete TV stand to have the nerve to put a TV in your cell. And then if you do something they don't like, they give you what they call an incident report and they take that TV out the cell. And sometimes they get so mad, and if you don't care about the TV, they'll take your mattress out the cell. The first time they took my mattress out my cell, I never allowed that bastard back in there again. I just slept on the concrete with a sheet and blanket. Because that was mandatory. They had to give you that, but it wasn't mandatory they give you a mattress. So don't give me nothing you could just take from me. It's bad enough you owe me physically to lock me in this cage. So I never took a mattress in my cell again. Big rest in peace to Minx. Big rest in peace to Minx from Washington, D.C. Because he's one that felt the same way I did. If those of y'all remember Minx that been in Minx cell, you already know Minx don't sleep on no mattress. Remember that. That's Mario Harris. Rest in peace from D.C., a soldier of this war. Now, the courtroom, like I said, was just an announcement. We already know, we covered that. Prison is the delivery, the judge said the years. Now, the paperwork says the time. But the night turns the time into fear, into nightmares, when you dread nighttime when the lights go out, because your demons wake up and they keep you up even when you think you sleep. And the jewel in that, right? The sentence is spoken in court, but it's understood in the cell. Remember that. The prison bus is in his head. The ride never ends. There is a ride after court, a ride nobody wants you to talk about. That ride from the courtroom to custody, from custody to prison, from being a name to being a number. But here's the dark part. That ride can keep happening over and over in your head. Every night, over and over, the handcuffs, the waist chain, the van, the silence, the officer not caring, the window he can't open. The world passes by. People walking free, cars moving, stores opening, families coming home. And him going the other way. That is when reality sinks in. Everybody's still living, but my life just got locked. This is what's going through Karmelo Anthony's mind. Remember, hit the like button, the emoji, put a comment in order to get this video to go out, you know what I mean, to the youngins. Cash App on the screen. Make sure you send a Cash App. You hit the icon and it says it was created in 2020. No other year but 2020. And cop the book of Raw in Harlem. Baddest book you ever won. It's at rawinharlem.com. Let's get this thing moving. All right? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to do the jewel, right? That's what we feel like doing right now. Y'all ready for the jewel? I'm going to ask y'all 10 viral questions in a minute. But right now, the worst ride is not the one in prison. It's the one your mind keeps taking after you arrive in the prison. That's the worst ride. Now, let me give you my OG warning, right? I'll give you my OG warning. Don't let 5 seconds or 4 seconds, like in Karmelo Anthony's case, become your whole life. That incident took 4 seconds, and he's paying 35 years. That's what y'all want? If y'all don't share this video, y'all don't care what happened out there. And don't let one of them little monsters that you're not sharing this video with attack you, and then you want to go on the local news and say, I can't believe this happened. And the newscaster's going to tell you, well, did you share the Unique Mecca audio prison series with him? And that's your answer. Young brothers, young sisters, listen to me, Ron. You think you got time? You think you can fix it later? You think you can explain it in court? You think people will understand? You think your side of the story will save you? But court does not run on feelings. Court runs on evidence. Prison does not care about excuses. Prison cares about your sentence, how much time you were sentenced to, let them know how long to hold you and how to treat you. That one moment, that one reaction, that one flash of panic, that one need to prove something can become the nightmare you sleep inside. Do not let your anger make a decision that your mother has to visit for decades. Walk away, breathe, think, live, because the street moment is small, but the prison night is long. Remember that. Let's get to the jewel. Walking away may hurt your pride for 5 minutes, but crashing out can hurt your life for 35 years. If he would have walked away, his pride may have been hurt. That's 5 seconds, life go on. But to crash out, that's 35 years, homie. Why this keeps Unique Mecca audio on the pattern, Ron? This story keeps us on pattern because we're not just talking about Karmelo. We're talking about consequences. We're talking about prison reality. We're talking about the dark psychological cell and what happens in your mind, which is the cage for that psychological cell that you created from your actions by not walking away. We're talking about family pain. We're talking about young people before they crash out. This fits the after the verdict lane. This fits the courtroom to prison lane. This fits the one bad decision lane. This fits the Unique Mecca audio mission to save the youth. Because we don't use stories to entertain. We use stories to warn. We use stories to teach. We use stories to save somebody who still has a chance. So don't worry about what the big name is. Keep checking in with Unique Mecca Audio because they're not even notifying you because they don't want this message to go out. Only way to get this message out is for you to hit the like button, comment, hit a couple of emojis, and just say fire video, love it. And that would help get it out. Something simple as that. They said that, right, which is crazy. They said, this don't mean nothing no more. We changed the guidelines. 100,000 subscribers, that ain't nothing. Now you got to work extra hard to get your content out there. And that's what I need your help with. As well as keep this joint going by copying the book of Raw and Harlan and going to the Cash App. Because you already see how fire the system is. None of this was free. And I know y'all want to help contribute because you already know the game is to be sold, not told. You know how you go eat out at the restaurant when they done serving you and you give a tip. Nowadays, you don't even have to give a tip. They add it in the bill and call it gratuity. They need to give us the power to add in the YouTube our gratuity for us saving your babies, for saving your life. Make sure you hit the Cash App, you hit the icon that says Created 2020, follow me on Instagram and all that old crap, and let's keep this thing moving. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, we use these stories to warn, we use them to teach, we use them to save somebody who still has a chance. Because the jewel in that, my friend, the channel stays on pattern when every story points back to the consequence. I'm gonna be giving you the consequences of these major headline news from firsthand experience that I lived, going through a 3-week trial, being locked in ADX for 5 years, doing 26 and a half years in federal prison and making it back to tell you that it's dark as hell in there. Now, let me give you the final word, right? I've been on here long enough. I feel like I'll be talking too much, right? But the final word, right? The mind starts doing time first. I want you to understand something. Before the body gets used to prison, the mind gets attacked. Before the routine sets in, the fear sets in. Before you learn the schedule in the prison, your thoughts start running wild. What if I never come home? What if my appeal fails? What if my family breaks down? What if people forget me? What if I can't survive this? Do y'all think Karmelo will survive this? Put it in the comments. What is the part of prison people don't put in rap songs? Right? That's the part that they don't put in rap songs. That's the part the street never tells you. That's the part the youth need to hear. And that's what we're giving you over here at Unique Mecca Audio. The nightmare is not just being locked up. The nightmare is being locked up with your own thoughts. And they don't let you sleep, my friend. Let me get it to you now, right? Prison does not wait until you understand the sentence. It starts working on your mind immediately. Now I'm gonna ask you 10 controversial questions so we can get this going. Like I said, we need to put it in the comments, get the emoji going. As long as the comments is going, the videos is gonna go out. So you ain't gotta worry about the Cash App, you know what I mean? You ain't gotta worry about none of that. All you got to do if you want the video to go out is hit the like, hit the emoji, and put a comment in there. And hype the video. Now, let me ask you the first question, man. Is the mental punishment worse than the physical prison? Do you think the mental punishment is worse than the physical prison? The answer for some people, yes. The cell holds your body, but regret can hold your mind even tighter. Question 2, right? I want y'all to answer these questions, right? Now, do you think Karmelo is more scattered? Do you think Karmelo is more scared of prison or of the appeal filing? Because that's where the hope comes in. And right now, I know he's losing hope every breath he takes, being thrown into that world like that. The answer is both can be true. Prison is the present fear. The appeal is the future fear. Question 3, should people feel bad for Karmelo after what happened? Do you think people should feel bad for Karmelo about what happened? Put it in the comments, yes or no. You can feel human compassion without ignoring accountability. Two things can be true at the same time. So it's only human for us to have compassion. But from what I see in the comments, a lot of people ignore that and think that if I have compassion, that means that I'm not accepting the fact that he unalives someone. Question 4, right? Does talking about his fear take away from the victim's family? No, Austin family's pain is the center of the tragedy. But showing the defendant's consequences can warn another young person before they create another victim. Question 5, right? We're halfway through the question. I'm getting out of here. We're already at 32 minutes and 10 seconds. Question 5, right? See what we're going to go question 5. I gotta think. I don't want to ask you question 5. All right. Is 35 years enough time for taking a life? The answer is some would say yes, some would say no. But no amount of time bring Austin back. Rest in peace to Austin Metcalf. And that is why prevention matters more than punishment after the fact. Question 6, do young people understand how long 35 years really is? Do you think these young people crashing out really understand how long 35 years is? The answer is most don't. They hear a number. They don't feel the nights, the lockdowns, the visits, the missed funerals, the aging parents, and the years disappearing. Question 7, can a person be guilty and still be traumatized? Because a lot of y'all feel like Karmelo's not supposed to be traumatized because you have such feelings about the situation. The answer is yes. Consequences can traumatize a person even when accountability is necessary. That is why one bad decision is so dangerous. Question 8, Mike, I want to get out of here. Should supporters keep pushing for him to tell the hard truth? Answer, support without truth is dangerous. Real support says we love you, but this moment destroyed lives. Question 9, is walking away possible in a heated moment? Is walking away always possible in a heated moment? When could you feel that you shouldn't walk away? I should deal with it. I should crash out. Now, answer, it may not feel possible, but that's why you have to train your mind before the moment comes. The time to learn self-control is before the trap door opens. Now, last viral question. Yeah. Last viral question, huh? What is the real lesson for the youth in this video or in this whole ordeal? What do you think the lesson that the youth should get out of this video? The real lesson is this, right? Don't let one flash of fear, pride, or panic put you in a place where your own mind becomes your worst enemy. And let me give y'all the jewel. I gotta give you the jewel. The comments can argue about the case on social media, but the youth need to leave with the warning. And I'm warning you young people, and you old mother effers too that's out there playing games thinking that you're gonna get away with something. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. I'm about to tap out. Cop the book of Raw and Harlem at rawandharlem.com. Cop the merchandise below and the link in the video below and all that. But make sure you hit the like button, hit the emoji, hit the comment, and definitely hit the hype button. Let's keep it moving, and I'm gonna show you why I do this. All right?
Hey, what's going on, man? Murder Mook, Harlem, you know what it is, man. I just want to express how much gratitude I got for Unique, you know what I mean? I was telling him a story, telling him how I felt about, you know, if anything was to go wrong with my career, rap-wise, you know, if, you know, shit be slow, and I got so many opportunities to be able to do the wrong shit. When I watch Unique Mecca audio, I feel it, and I, like, to my soul, and that's keeping me farthest away from doing anything criminal. Anything criminal. He made me think straight, honestly. Made me think straight, because I've been watching him for about a year, like a year now, maybe, and it just took my mind way off of that, way off of that. From a year ago, it got rough. For a year ago,
Yeah.
and from watching this man, I just felt like, you saved me. You saved me. And I just want to show my gratitude, and I want to say thank you, man. Unique Mecca Audio, anything you need, brother, from me.
All right.
Anything you need, man.
All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. Fresh out the can of 26, yeah. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, make a audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours, so we can give back to the. Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime.